This is Meet Sean, where we break down real life topics insurance, annuities, real estate, travel planning, and home ownership so you can make smarter moves. Subscribe so you don't miss the next episode.
Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we are going to try and shortcut your path to being well informed about something it's a huge part of our lives now.
Yeah.
Headphones.
hmm
They're not just for music anymore, are they? They're really tools that define your focus at work, your energy, and even how you relax.
That's exactly right. And this isn't just another gear review. This deep dive is based on a whole set of reviews, a lot of research, really trying to pull out the most important insights to help you make a smart investment.
Right.
We want to get past, just brand loyalty and actually understand why certain features can elevate your entire listening experience.
Absolutely. Because when you choose the right pair, you're not just buying a product. You're buying focus or quiet or just pure sound. So to guide us, the sources we looked at introduced these three crucial factors, what they call the three pillars: comfort, sound quality, and value.
And our mission really is to show you how those three pillars balance out in completely different types of headphones, from, say, the premium noise-canceling ones for travel, all the way to that high-fidelity audiophile gear.
And even some surprisingly good budget ones.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Understanding that balance is really the key to picking the headphones that actually fit your life.
Okay, let's unpack that right away. I was actually a bit surprised that the sources almost always listed comfort first, before sound quality.
Yeah.
For an audio device, why is comfort the absolute foundation?
It just comes down to the reality of using them. I mean, if you can't wear a pair of headphones for long periods, the sound quality
Doesn't even matter.
it becomes irrelevant.
Yeah.
Yeah. The reviews really stress that comfort reduces ear fatigue, neck fatigue, which is so crucial for, an 8-hour workday or a long flight.
Sure.
You look at a model like the Sony WH-1000 XM4, it gets praised constantly, not just for its tech, but for its design. It's lightweight, it's ergonomic, and you can just wear it for hours.
That makes total sense. Discomfort is like the ultimate deal breaker. So when we get to sound quality, what does that actually mean? What are we measuring?
So sound quality usually breaks down into three main things:
Mhm.
frequency response, clarity, and distortion. Frequency response is just how wide a range of sound the drivers can make. Clarity is about being able to, pick out individual instruments or voices. And low distortion means the audio isn't being changed in a weird way.
Got it.
This is why something like the Apple AirPods Max gets mentioned a lot. It offers really clear, crisp audio because it does all three of those things at a very high level. It makes it feel really immersive.
And then there's value. Now, I think a lot of us, myself included, we hear value and we just think cheapest price. But the methodology here seems way more complex.
It is. It certainly is. Value isn't just the price tag. It's really a price to performance ratio. You're comparing what you can afford against the features and the sound quality you're actually getting in return.
So you're looking for the best bang for your buck based on what you need.
Exactly. The best return on your investment for your specific needs, whether that's amazing noise cancellation or, super detailed sound.
And this is where it gets really useful. The sources detailed their whole methodology, blending like objective science with subjective listening. How did they actually test them?
They used a kind of hybrid approach. So for the objective side, they have specialized tools to measure sound quality, noise blocking. That's all hard data.
Right, the numbers.
The numbers. But then the really crucial part was the subjective side. The testing team would wear the headphones for hours in different settings, commuting, working out, just sitting at a desk, to see how they really felt and performed in the real world.
And the weighting is fascinating. It tells you exactly what the pros prioritize. Sound quality was the biggest chunk at 40%.
Yes. That 40% covers all the technical stuff, frequency response, clarity, distortion. Then comfort came in right behind it at 30%.
Which is still a huge piece of the pie.
A huge piece. That's ergonomics, weight, how the materials feel. And then the final 30% was for features. That's where your noise cancellation, wireless connectivity, all that lives. It's a pretty balanced approach.
Okay, let's shift gears then from the metrics to the big battleground, the premium over-ear category. This is all about features for focused work, for commuting. And we have to start with the reigning champ, the Sony WH-1000 XM4.
The XM4 is the benchmark for a reason, absolutely. Its pros are First, exceptional noise cancellation. It's using some advanced proprietary tech that's just, well, it's top of its class. And then you have superb sound quality, known for really clear, detailed sound with this very satisfying deep bass.
It's the whole package.
Right.
So what are the downsides? What are the trade-offs at that high price point?
Well, besides the cost, which is obvious, some users actually find the noise cancellation so good that it creates this slightly weird vacuum feeling.
Oh, I've heard about that, like a pressure on your ear.
Exactly. Some call it an aggressive pressure
Yeah.
effect, but I mean, its other features like adaptive noise cancellation, the quick attention mode, they make it the go-to for anyone who travels a lot or just needs total silence to work.
So how does that stack up against its biggest rival, the Bose Quiet Comfort 45? Bose was always like the original name in comfort and noise cancellation.
Right. And the Bose is still very competitive on noise cancellation, but its main difference is its sound philosophy. Sony is known for a sound that's a bit punchier in the bass and the treble. Bose, on the other hand, really goes for a more balanced sound signature.
What does that mean for the listener?
It just makes it incredibly versatile. It's great for audiobooks, classical, older rock genres that don't need that heavy bass boost. And of course, the comfort is incredible, and you get up to 24 hours of playback.
So you have two fantastic options. If someone's trying to decide right now, how do we sort of synthesize that choice between Sony's bass and Bose's balance?
It really comes down to what you listen to most. If you're into electronic music, hip-hop, modern pop, and you want that impact and immersion, the Sony sound is probably going to be your preference. But if you listen to a really wide variety of stuff, or you prioritize clear vocals for podcasts, or maybe you just like a more, transparent sound for older recordings, the Bose QC45's balanced profile is probably going to serve you better over a long session.
Fascinating. Okay, let's change gears completely. We're now entering what you called the purest path. Headphones for critical listening, for sound accuracy, where the investment is high and the priorities are totally different. We're talking audiophile grade gear.
And here we have to talk about the Sennheiser HD660S. Its whole identity is accurate sound reproduction. It gives you this highly detailed, neutral experience, and it's built with really high-quality materials and has an open-back design.
Okay, the review mentions that open back design again and again. And I have to say, it sounds completely counterintuitive for headphones. Like, isn't the sound just leaking out everywhere?
You're right, it does leak out, which is why you can't, wear them on a busy train. But the reason for it is what's important. The open back design lets the air pressure behind the driver escape. This gets rid of reflections and internal resonance, and it creates what audiophiles call a vast natural soundstage.
So it sounds less like it's trapped in your head.
Exactly. The audio sounds like it's coming from a room around you, not from right next to your eardrum. It gives you maximum spatial accuracy.
Okay, that connects the trade-off to the goal. So the other big technical hurdle, high impedance. The sources warn that the HD660S might need an external amplifier. Why is an amp like a mandatory accessory here?
So impedance is basically the electrical resistance. High impedance headphones like these, they just need more power, more voltage to move the drivers correctly.
And your phone can't provide that.
Your phone or your laptop's basic headphone jack just won't have enough juice. So you need an external amplifier to boost that signal, which reduces distortion and lets you actually hear the full dynamic range the headphones were designed for.
So choosing the purest path is a bigger commitment. It's not just the headphones, it's the whole ecosystem to power them. And then you have the Beyerdynamic DT990 Pro.
The DT990 Pro is a studio classic. It's known for clear, detailed sound and a really durable professional build. Its big appeal is that it's actually more affordable than some other audiophile options, and it has these big 45mm drivers. It's a great way to get into critical listening.
But again, this one is also open back, so if you're on the train, you're basically DJing for the whole carriage.
Precisely. And just like the Sennheiser, it has no active noise cancellation at all. The purest path demands you sacrifice convenience for fidelity. If sound accuracy is your #1 priority, you have to be prepared for these kinds of requirements.
All right, moving to the complete opposite end of that spectrum, moving and grooving. We need options for active lifestyles, for workouts, where portability and sweat resistance are the most important features. We're talking wireless earbuds.
And we have to start with the big one, the Apple AirPods Pro. Their strengths are pretty clear. Excellent noise cancellation. They are water and sweat resistant. And maybe most importantly, they have that seamless integration if you're in the Apple ecosystem.
But that ecosystem lock-in is a huge weakness for anyone not using Apple devices. So what's the best option for everyone else?
For them, I think the Jabra Elite Active 75 feet is a really versatile alternative. Its strengths are a longer battery life on a single charge, up to 7.5 hours, and a really customizable fit, which is key if you want them to stay in during a run.
And they work with everything.
They work seamlessly across both Android and iOS. Yep.
The Jabra also has noise cancellation in that hearth-through mode, so you can be aware of your surroundings. What are the compromises you're making there?
The main trade-offs are probably the charging case, which is a bit bulkier than the AirPods Pro case, and the fact that you really need to use their Jabra Sound Plus app to get the most out of all the customization features.
Right.
So the choice here really boils down to your setup. Are you all in on the Apple ecosystem, or do you need that longer battery life and flexibility to work with any device?
We've covered premium, purist, and active. Let's bring it all home with the Smart Buy. Let's go back to value. How can you get serious quality without, completely breaking the bank?
This is where the budget-friendly champions just shine. First up, the Audio-Technica ATH-M40X. It's loved by audio pros, costs around $99, and it gives you accurate, clear, detailed sound. It's built like a tank, too.
And this is a big but for a lot of people, it's wired only,
Yeah.
which really limits its portability for just, daily life.
True. So then you have the Anker Soundcore Life Q30. This model has just an unbelievable balance of sound, comfort, and price. You can often find it for around $69, and it has good noise cancellation and a remarkable 30 hours of battery life.
30 hours at that price is it's kind of shocking.
It is.
And this brings us back to that value score from the source material, which I think is maybe the most interesting part of this whole thing. The $60 Anker Q30 was rated 9 out of 10 for value, while the $550 Apple AirPods Max scored an 8 out of 10.
Yeah.
That disparity, that needs some explaining. How does that work?
It's a perfect illustration that high value doesn't mean high price. The value score is all about the return on investment for an average user. The Anker gives you excellent performance, good noise cancellation, great battery, decent sound for less than 15% of the price of the Apple model.
So the AirPods Max are better, but not that much better for the price jump.
Exactly. While the AirPods Max definitely have superior sound, that small marginal improvement doesn't justify the huge price jump for most people just listening on their commute. And that's why it gets a lower value score.
That makes the whole idea of value so much clearer. It's all about bang for the buck, not just who has the best tech on paper. So let's finish up with a kind of buyer's roadmap. How can someone take all this and apply it to their own choice?
You have to start with your primary use case. That's number one. If you're a commuter or work in an open office, you prioritize noise cancellation. So you're looking at the Sony or the Bose. If you're a fitness person, you have to prioritize sweat resistance and a secure fit. So you're leaning toward Jabra or AirPods Pro.
And then you have to look at the technical specs. Like we talked about with the Sennheiser, you need to know if you're buying something with high impedance, because you might also need to buy an amplifier. That's a hidden cost.
It's a huge hidden cost. And then, of course, the fundamental choice, wired versus wireless. It's a simple trade-off between convenience and freedom on one side and maybe better potential sound quality and durability on the other.
And finally, future-proofing.
Yeah, think about future-proofing. Look for durable materials, good build quality, and compatibility with new technology so your investment actually lasts.
This has been incredibly useful. I think it's clear the best headphone choice is a really personal negotiation. It's a balancing act between those three pillars: comfort, sound quality, and value.
At the end of the day, your daily routine and what you need them for, whether it's serious music enjoyment, just peace and quiet on your commute, or critical work, that's the only guide you really need to make the right choice.
And as you reflect on all the technical stuff we covered today, impedance, frequency response, soundstage, here's one final thought for you to consider. Given all the trade-offs we talked about, which one of those technical specs, frequency response, impedance, or sensitivity do you need to research the most to make sure your choice is compatible with the devices you already own, and to avoid that Nancy surprise of needing a whole new piece of hardware? Go forth and listen well.
That's it for today's Meet Sean. If this helped, follow the show and share this episode with one person who needs it. See you next time.